The betrayal of Dr. Salman. I sat down, and my heart was pounding heavily. My entire focus was on his white shirt, which somehow felt like a bridge to his emotions. Dr. Salman, when will your family return home? When Dr. Salman asked me this question, I froze for a moment, not knowing what to say. But somehow, I managed to change the subject and replied, I was just asking because this is my first time at your house. I thought of meeting your mother. I've heard so much about her. I changed the subject quickly, so he wouldn't suspect my true intentions. I didn't have the courage to confess my feelings directly. I was afraid of what he might think. My restless heart felt like a fish caught in a net. Dr. Salman's proximity made it harder to focus on anything else. Suddenly, he came closer and sat beside me, holding my hand tightly. His action startled me. Dr. Salman, what are you doing? This is not right, I whispered, feeling embarrassed. Why not, Mahira? Isn't this what you wanted? Your friend Alina told me everything about your feelings, he said with a sly smile. I felt betrayed by Alina, thinking, how could she share my deepest secret with him? Dr. Salman leaned closer and said, if this is what's in your heart, why didn't you tell me earlier? Dr. Salman, I was afraid of what you'd think of me, I replied softly. How could I express something so delicate? These feelings are not easy to admit. He smiled. Mahira, today is the day you should let go of all your fears. I have been waiting for this moment as much as you have. His words comforted me, and for the first time, I felt like we were on the same page. He led me to another room, where we spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing stories about our lives. I thought this was the beginning of something beautiful, a connection that would last forever. For months, we continued meeting in secret, building what I thought was an unshakable bond. Dr. Salman assured me repeatedly that he would convince his family for marriage. I believed him, because I wanted to believe in us. But one day, Alina broke the news I feared the most. Mahira, did you know Dr. Salman is getting married? The wedding is in 2 weeks. Hearing this, I felt my world shatter. My legs gave out beneath me, and my heart broke into a million pieces. I couldn't believe it. I confronted him the next day. Dr. Salman, is it true? Are you really getting married? Yes, Mahira, he replied with a heavy sigh. My family forced me into this. They threatened to disown me if I didn't agree. I didn't tell you, because I knew you wouldn't be able to handle it. But why? Why didn't you fight for us? I would have convinced my family. I would have done anything for you, I said, tears streaming down my face. Mahira, your family would never have agreed. We both know that. Let's not dwell on what cannot be changed. We can still keep seeing each other, even after my marriage, he said, trying to console me. His words enraged me. How dare you suggest something so selfish? I shouted. You've betrayed me. I was ready to give up everything for you. And this is how you repay me. In a fit of anger, I slapped him and stormed out of his house, vowing never to see him again. 6 months later, I heard rumors that Dr. Salman's marriage was not going well. His wife had left him after discovering his betrayal and dishonesty. Although I felt a tinge of satisfaction, it did little to ease my pain. One day, I received a letter from him. Mahira, I know I have wronged you. I let my cowardice ruin what we had. I don't expect your forgiveness, but I want you to know that I will regret my choices for the rest of my life. If I could turn back time, I would fight for us. You deserved better and I failed you. Salman, tears rolled down my cheeks as I read his words. But this time, they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of closure. I realized that life moves on. I deserved someone who would love me without hesitation or fear. I decided to let go of the pain and start a new chapter. One where I could truly be happy.